Can you tell me how you first got into broadcast journalism?
I got some very good advice from a guy called John Inverdale, who is a BBC sports presenter. I used to know him from a rugby club I was at, and he said to me, if you want to do anything that I do, do a postgrad diploma in broadcast journalism and then start freelancing in local radio. And then sure enough, 3 months later, I came here and went through the selection day. You said I could come back, and then I spent a year learning how to edit, news write, learn about local government, and then by the March, before the course ended in June, I was already freelancing at BBC Essex.
How did you get your first job in journalism?
It was a guest editor for a mock news day we had here in this very studio. It was my turn to present. We all took it in turns to report, run social media, produce. And a woman called Alison Hodgkins Brown, who was, at the time was the news editor at BBC Essex, was a guest editor. And I started off reading the news and actually made a few mistakes. I played the wrong audio with every cue that I did. But after the day, she thought I didn't do too badly. And she said, do you want to come in for 3 days? If you're any good, unpaid, then I can offer you some freelance work. I went in, I offered myself about, and because of what I'd learned here, I was able to sort of go out straight away and conduct interviews and put together radio packages, come back, turn it around, edit, write a cue.
What advice would you give to anybody starting out in journalism?
You're going to have to bust your ass, to be frank, to market yourself and think about why someone would have you. It doesn't harm to have story ideas up your sleeve and just show a real enthusiasm for news, current affairs, and it's probably good to have a niche. You know, if you really are passionate about football or cricket or anything like that, follow those interests.
So just very briefly, what's the best thing about being a journalist?
It makes me more interesting. I think I'm an interesting person. I'm better at pub quizzes, and I've got a lot more to talk about.